Yo, somebody decided to be real proactive. Let's get it. Let's chop it up. I just want to know other people's outlooks on the situation because I got my own opinions. You know what I mean? Y'all know I'm very opinionated, but yeah, I'm down to read what everybody has to say right now. I'm sitting on the floor. Got a bunch of stuff in my bed right now. So how do y'all feel about it, bro? Kanye West is kind of, to me, he's kind of like losing his mind a little bit, and people are saying it does have something to do with his extreme case of bipolar. What up, Nova TV? Uh, I have to respond to a bunch of stuff that comments that are popping up all of a sudden from like posts I did on my community tab for you. What up, Davin Turner? But yeah, like I think Kanye is just going through a lot of emotional things. But one thing people don't know is that it's too late for him to run for 2020. The man, he's definitely not fit to be president. Exactly, I agree with you, Patrick. Like, and not only that, he missed the deadline to get on the ballot, so he couldn't be president if he wanted to. At least not right now. So these rallies that he's doing, exactly, most ballots closed. So these rallies that he's doing is really kind of, it seems like a publicity stunt because he doesn't have the opportunity to become president anymore. Like he waited way too late. But the fact that he got super what's up, Jackie? The fact that he got super emotional in the situation and he started talking about a lot of things that are not relevant to his supposed candidacy, like it just tells me he wouldn't be able to handle the stress of running the United States of America or even being the spokesperson for it because they all say that presidential candidates are just a face for the government. I just don't think he could handle that type of pressure and having that much negative energy going in his direction because no matter who the president is, when they're president, a lot of people will hate them just because. If somebody's unhappy with the way the world is, they blame the president. I don't think that Kanye West will be able to handle the criticism that will come his way. He's very emotional. Jackie said, "We want the attention." Exactly. It's like, what in the world does his dad, doing whatever he did 40 plus years ago, have to do with him being a president? And then he brought up something that was really private between him and Kim Kardashian, and I'm pretty sure that was very embarrassing for her. When you're married to somebody, you kind of don't want to put that type of business out there. Then the statement he made about God coming to him and saying, if you F up my plans, I'm going to F up yours. Like that statement it sounded completely insane to me. It didn't make sense. It had no real context to it. It was just one of those things where it's like, I heard exactly what you said, but why'd you say it? You know? Then the whole Harriet Tubman comment, like that, like the Harriet Tubman comment just really messed me up because I mean you're not discrediting any of this stuff in history that we know to be lies, but you just got done discrediting Harriet Tubman. Come on, bruh. Why would you do that? Why? And then not only that, what he said wasn't true. It wasn't true. Jackie Last says when he brought up that he almost killed his daughter, I lost all respect. Yeah, bro, like that. And the whining and stuff. I was just like, this dude is hysterical. And I've seen Kanye West look pretty bad in the past, but never like this. Like it was almost as if he didn't care too much for his own dignity, you know? Damon Long says, is this a distraction? It makes me wonder if it is. It really does. But it's like another thing is, if it was a distraction, wouldn't it go in another direction as opposed to him, running for president? Because if it could be a distraction, it would have to be from the presidential election. But I'm with you on that question because it seems like every time something really bad with the government's going on, they try to stifle us from paying attention to that by bringing up stuff like red table talk with Will and Jada about August Alsina's irrelevant tale, talking about their dirty laundry. Like, we don't care about that. They're talking about this supposed beef between T.I. and 50 Cent. I don't care about that. And now this comes up. So the reason why I'm not that bothered by it is just because the people that are really paying attention and the people that are really have their minds set on the equality we need and getting things fixed in this country, we're not going to be stifled by Kanye West having a mental breakdown at a rally that serves no purpose. You know what I mean? Facts. We all know he ain't going to be president. That's why I said distraction. Yeah, because it's like he can't be on the ballot. Like, ballots are closed. So it's like there's nothing he can do now. And I don't know. The rally, like him hosting a rally to say stuff that has nothing to do with the presidential election, bothered me. He is doing it all for the wrong reasons. Exactly. I really think he just wants he's doing it for his own greatness. He's not doing it because he wants to actually fix something. Now, if I wanted to choose a rapper to be president of the United States, it would have to be somebody that is emotionally stable, somebody that actually cares about what's happening to people, and somebody that isn't so. It's like Kanye West contradicts himself all the time, and I feel like he goes off the deep end way too much. It would have to be somebody the opposite of that, like Ti. Ti, I'd be okay with him being president. Uh, Andre 3000 because of his intellect, not because he's some political figure. J. Cole, you know what I mean? Like guys like that, but Kanye West, no. I would say Jay Prince if he wasn't so involved with some shady stuff that happens in the streets. You know what I mean? But yeah, Ti is. I feel like he's a good candidate. Ti is definitely a good candidate. Not he's like he's connected with the streets. Not only that, with everything that Atlanta's been through, I would like a representative for Atlanta because that deep South, they do not care about like folks that are in the deep South at all. We found that out when Bush was president and what happened to New Orleans happened. And they did very minimal things to save those people. Like we saw it coming. They saw it getting as bad as it did and did nothing. So we need somebody from deep South that's going to care about people from the deep South all the way up north and do something about everything. Because right now it seems like only certain demographics matter when it comes to whoever may be president at the time, and when it comes to somebody actually being taken care of. Like I understand Trump wants to drain the swamp and all that stuff, but him trying to jump ahead of this whole rioting thing, the way he is and how aggressively he is, that bothers me. Talking about bringing in the troops to meet civilians that are protesting, really, my dude? You need armed troops to deal with civilians? All right, Kanye cared too much about himself. He really does, bro. And then him caring about himself doesn't even come off as a bad thing to me. It's just the fact that he doesn't even care if him being president is going to harm other people. Like somebody that emotionally unstable doesn't need to be president. And his reasoning behind really being serious about running, he said Donald Trump inspired him to do it because him saying that Donald Trump, somebody like Trump was be able to become president, made him realize, hey, I can do this too if he can do it. I get what you're saying, but most of us don't agree that Trump should have ever been president in the first place. Is he a good businessman? Is he good for our economy? Yeah. But at the same time, he is a hazardous individual. He's made a lot of dangerous people mad, and he's got war crimes under his belt. Do I think Trump is better than the pedophiles? Yeah, big time. Like, do you think I want Biden, who's more racist than Trump, in office? No, I don't. I don't want Biden. And Hillary's raping and killing kids, so I don't want her either. But at the same time, the circus that this government is, Kanye West becoming president is only going to add another act to that circus. So, nah, we don't need that. People are talking about, oh, well, Trump got to do it. Why not give the black guy a chance? Bruh, because I want a responsible black man that's actually going to take care of the country to become president. We don't need any more BS. I don't want another stupid white person either. I don't want anybody stupid to be president. And I'm not saying he's stupid as an individual, but as a president, yes, he's stupid. Yes. I think Trump was a stupid idea, and I think Kanye West is a stupid idea for president. Race doesn't matter. Has nothing to do with the race. And one day we'll get that through our heads. Yes, racism does exist. It exists everywhere, and it's going to continue to exist. But the problem with this country is much bigger than racism. I refuse to complain about something that's happening because of race when there are kids who cannot defend themselves being kidnapped from daycares, elementary schools, walking home from school, right out of their bedrooms at night, and being sold off to the highest bidder to be tortured and killed. That's a way bigger issue than our racial issues. And I know a lot of people won't agree with it because what's on Front Street right now is the racism. But the stuff that has not come to light is always much worse than the stuff that they're willing to show you nationally. Racism is shown on the news all the time. They're comfortable showing racism. And racists are comfortable showing their faces. So what we need to fear is that stuff they don't want us to see, which is every bit of evidence that's on Anthony Weiner's laptop convicting Hillary Clinton, John Podesta, Cuomo, both of them, both the brothers, and Joe Biden. And chances are Donald Trump may be involved in that stuff too. Damon Long says Trump seen the police being scared and needed to call in the troops. No pun intended. Bro, we going this deep? Of course we going this deep, bro. Because at the end of the day, it's all part of it. If Kanye West is a distraction, it's a distraction from that bad business right there. And if Kanye West really is an agent of the government to gain influence over the black community and get us to sway in a certain direction, then that's a problem, bro. Remember, Jesus had Judas. Always remember that. Somebody who followed him all the way up into the end just to betray him. So, if Jesus has Judas, what makes you think there isn't a few Judases amongst the black community? We've already found Ben Carson. We've already found Candace Owens. You see what I'm saying? Raven Simone, one of them too. She a coon. Gayle King is a coon. Oprah Winfrey is a coon. Terry Crews is a coon. DL Hughley, he's shifty for me, but I'm pretty sure he's a coon too. I don't trust none of them, bro. And I don't trust Kanye. And people, yes, and Tommy Sotomayor, mayor, and people think I'm supposed to be like, oh no, I can't say this because of the platform I'm trying to build. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose support from some people because I told the truth. I don't care about none of that, man. I'm not fixing to get on here and lie to y'all. Straight up. I'm not fixing to do that. You got you got people that disguise themselves as pro-black activists, but will down talk another pro-black activist. Like, think about it this way. And if you guys don't know who Young Pharaoh is, look him up. Subscribe to him. Pay attention. You got people that realize how quickly this man was blowing up and how much truth he was telling, and y'all were like, "Oh no, I got to be the main guy. I have to be the main guy." And they tried to shut him down. They called him a they the dude is outing and exposing pedophiles, liars, killers, and rapists. And for some odd reason, there's people in the black community that want young Pharaoh to fall. Somebody that's trying to help drain the swamp, and yes, the swamp is very filthy. Why would y'all want to see that person down? Why would you want to see him down and out? Young Pharaoh has actually been a victim of the system. So if anything, we should all be supporting this man. Period. Pam State says hello from Toronto, Canada. How you doing, Pam? And welcome to the channel. And so one thing I want to put into perspective for y'all is everybody has a role to play. See what I mean? Like, people are going to be people, and people are going to support what they want to support. Just like you got some white folks who are like, "Hey, no, I stand with Black Lives Matter. What's happening to black people is wrong. Cops should not be shooting unarmed black people." Just like they have the choice and they have the heart and the goal to support the people that fall victim to police brutality and systemic racism. There's also black people that make the choice to be like, "Hey, forget them, man. They was resisting arrest. Oh, they was talking back to the cops. I don't care about them. Coons exist, guys." And the longer we try to deny that a black person can be completely brainwashed to believe that all his people are just foul and he's the only one that isn't, that's possible, guys. Y'all have to stop thinking that every black person is for black people, because that's not the case, and it never will be. There's people out there that don't care about nobody. So why would y'all believe that a black person can't be against other black people? Damon Long said Young Pharaoh on the front line talking about everything. Exactly, bro. Like, there's no way I can sit up here on this platform and talk down on that man. I watch him every day. I watch him every day. And bro, when he says things, I believe it. You know why? Because if you have the attention span to actually watch the whole entire videos that he does lectures and presentations. He has evidence for everything he has said, guys. Every single thing the man says. He has hundreds of slides full of information proving it. Proving it. And people are so quick to be like, "Oh no, he's just a conspiracy theorist and all this stuff." All right. Well, why do you think doctors are letting him interview them? Doctors that are finding cures for the common cold and finding cures for AIDS and all that stuff are allowing young Pharaoh to interview them. They're showing up on his show. The smartest people in the world are showing up on this man's show. If he was full of it, and nothing he said was relevant or true, then all these intelligent doctors and scientists would not be showing up on his show to get interviewed. That man knows what he's talking about. So you know what I'm saying? When people get to saying, "Oh, conspiracy this, conspiracy that," bro, I think for myself. I do my own research. Young Pharaoh provides the blueprint, and those of us that want to find out a little more for ourselves, we have the choice to be like, okay, Let me go read what he told me to read. Oh, this is an interesting read. Let me see if I can find more information on this. Do your own research, guys. Stop allowing the media and news outlets that are paid to tell you certain things. They have they have all the motivation in the world to lie to you. They have incentive. They have motive. They're paid to tell you whatever the government tells them to tell you. Young Pharaoh is not. He's not even being paid his money by YouTube. They're robbing him. Let's see. Um, y'all are funny. So that's why we made the word coon, bedwench, etc. Exactly. What up, Rashad London? I appreciate that, bro. Like and I stand by everything I'm saying. Uh Thank you. I appreciate that, Pam. Pam States. But yeah, bro, like it at the end of the day, all these people that are whistleblowing on certain people, there's a reason why they all of a sudden out of nowhere commit suicide by way of falling out of a 20 to 50-story window or two gunshots to the back of the head, but it's still ruled a suicide. Like, come on now, bro. 90 people that investigated Hillary Clinton came up dead, all by way of suicide. So you mean to tell me that 90 people that wanted Hillary behind bars were so depressed that they committed suicide, and one of them was so skilled at committing suicide that he shot himself in the back of the head twice with a shotgun? Come on, bruh. Come on, man. Then, out of the 11 officers that found that laptop that had Hillary Clinton killing that little girl and drinking blood for adrenochrome, how many of them? I don't know. It was like either 8 or 9 of them came, or I don't want to get a wrong number, but a large amount of them came up dead when they threatened to go to the FBI or leak the information themselves that the FBI didn't step in and do something about it. They were taken out, and now the New York Police Department is completely quiet about it. And guess who's the governor of New York? Cuomo, who's in cahoots with Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton. So he has all the motive in the world to cover her tracks. Not only that, if you go in both of the Cuomo brothers' houses, they have a bunch of paintings and sculptures and artwork that has cannibalism and pedophilia in it, all over their houses, all over the houses. But we trust these people. Y'all trust these people? Come on now, y'all are smart on that. We got 8 people in here. Let me get 8 likes. Come on, get this out to everybody. This does absolutely nothing if people don't see this. Run them numbers up, y'all. Pam and Damon are out here talking about blueberry pancakes. Yeah, 90 is a big number, right, Rashad? Yes, the world is watching. You are a very smart black man. We need to stay woke, y'all. I appreciate that, Pam States. And the crazy thing is, most people just think I'm crazy and think that I'm a conspiracy theorist and all that stuff. But I read books, and when you find out that all through elementary school, middle school, and high school were lied to about this. Science proves that the guy was 4'8". Oh no, that's Napoleon. Napoleon was 4'8", and then you got this Christopher Columbus guy who was really a murderer and a rapist who came and raped and pillaged different areas to colonize and take over the world. That was his goal. He wanted him and his people to be in charge of the entire world, but yet we credit him for founding America. How did he found America? It was already here. You can't found anything on this planet. It was already here. Think about it. Uh, Back in the day, before colonization happened, Texas was actually pronounced Tejas. California is a Mexican or a Spanish word. We stole, well, not we, colonizers stole most of America from Mexico. Texas was part of Mexico. California was part of Mexico. Arizona was part of Mexico. It was stolen. So even after all these wars and stuff that were happening, they were still stealing. They were still raping and killing people off to take land. All of this is stolen. But for some odd reason, everybody's talking about, well, Mexicans have to have a green card to come over here. Why? Mexicans should be able to come to Texas, California, and Arizona for free because it used to belong to them. They were raped and killed for it. Pam State says, never change, keep on keeping on, my brother. I'm a 55-year-old black woman. You know what you're talking about. Thank you so much, and bless you, Queen. Thank you. It's always great to have somebody that's been here much longer than I have to confirm that what I'm saying is true. Because as I said, there's a good amount of people from my generation that are waking up, but then there's another whole half of people from my generation that think people like me are crazy. Damon Long said, nah, bro, when you do more research than your peers, you will always seem like a conspiracy theorist. Ignorance is bliss. Yes, bro. Like you hit the head on the nail on the head, bro. Rashad London said, I got my ass whooped a lot for failing tests, but when I found they were lies, I need my whipping back. Right on to that, brother. For real. Daniel Great Agbar said, I may be late, but what happened to Kanye West? I'm gonna say that right after I read these other two comments, bro. Not Columbus. We talking about that criminal. Oh no, he's just part of the whole plot to destroy this country. He's just one of the first to make this country the terrible thing that it is right now. Patrick Edwards said, very true. Texas was next. So yeah, Texas was actually pronounced Tejas. It was stolen. America stole it. Pam State said, I am part native. Love you, King. You are correct about the white man wasn't first. Exactly. And I love you too, Pam. Now to answer your question, Daniel. So what happened with Kanye West, and I posted it in the upload earlier. Kanye West got on the stand and he was spewing like a lot of ridiculous comments. He was talking about an abortion that almost happened of his daughter. That him and Kim Kardashian ultimately decided not to have. And he got very emotional behind it. He also made statements like, God came to him and said, if you F up my plans, I'm going to F up yours. And that's very inappropriate. You just don't add cuss words in the same sentence as God. And then he also said Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just sent them to go work for other white men. So that statement right there is cruel, it's disgusting, and it's a lie. And anybody who listens to and believes in Kanye West and is brainwashed by Kanye West probably now believes what he said about Harriet Tubman. That's filthy. You don't do that to your people. You don't lie to your people when you have that much influence. Period. There's no way with all these lies that have been told about this whole plot to colonize the entire world, you're gonna go back and say, well, by the way, this stuff that we ourselves found out that great black leaders like Harriet Tubman did, you're not gonna go back and say those things were lies. You have no proof behind it. You have no research and no proof behind it. He just makes all these foolish and crazy statements and it never leads or amounts to anything. How can you sit there and say slavery is a choice when somebody comes to you with weapons you've never seen before and starts raping and killing everybody? That's not a choice. That is force. It's not like they said, hey, do you guys want to come work on plantations for us? And then we all said yes. That's not how it happened. And then he said, and then people that tried to stick up for Kanye West said things like, "Oh, well, I think what he meant was you could have chose death over bondage." Okay, yo, dumbass. Once slaves started jumping ship and drowning themselves, the slave owners found a way to keep them from killing themselves. You don't think more people tried to do that? They were in shackles and chains. When you go to somebody and physically force them into bondage, which can happen because that's like saying, hey, well, I mean, being in jail is a choice. You could have chose death. How? If a police officer runs up to you, tackles you, and puts handcuffs on you, you can't choose death then. So how the heck is slavery a choice, but being in prison isn't? Kanye West was also all for supporting Kim Kardashian going to the White House and asking for multiple inmates to be released. Well, why didn't you tell your wife? Oh no, they chose to be there because slavery is a choice, right? Isn't being in prison a form of slavery? They do free labor in prison. That's slavery. They're being bossed around and told what to do by other adults all day, and they work. That's slavery. So why you ain't tell your wife? No, we don't need to go to the White House and ask Donald Trump to release these inmates. We don't need to do that because they chose to be there. You see what I mean when I say Kanye West contradicts himself too much? That's that bipolar that man has, and I don't feel bad for him. You are making me blush, Pam. Huh. I never thought of that, Rashad. And I'm gonna look into that. I'm actually gonna Google search that. Pam State says, I just love you. Y'all need to listen to this, brother. That I love you too, Pam. And she's right, y'all. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You correct, my boy. Appreciate that, Daniel. Some more love from Pam State. Damon Long says, is this the same guy that said 400 years of slavery was a choice? Laugh my ass off. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Exactly. And yes, that is exactly him. Pam State says, I am watching the movie Harriet now. Good movie, y'all. I'm gonna watch that later, actually. Thanksgiving for what? What are we thinking? Exactly. More love from Daniel. Damon Long says slaves in the under part of the ship, chained up and around everyone else's, you know what, and pissed. Yep. But Kanye feels like that was a choice, y'all. Pam State says, oh, Rashad said, well, yeah, and now they kind of did on the same thing. Yep. The white man loves when we all kill one another. Trump, the KKK, they love it when we do harm to each other. Those are facts, Pam. Patrick Edwards said Kanye gives me a headache every time he starts. America is officially a joke. If they seriously start taking Kanye seriously as a presidential candidate. Jim Cohen said being in prison is different. You go to prison when you commit a crime. You have all your rights taken away because you committed a crime. Come on. No, so what I'm saying, Jim, is that he's saying that slavery was a choice, right? Because they could have chose death. But what I'm saying is when you commit a crime, 9 times out of 10, you don't want to get caught for that crime, right? So he's saying that they could have chosen not to be physically overpowered and chained up. Whenever you get arrested, you're physically overpowered and chained up. It's just that instead of chains, it's handcuffs. You cannot choose, oh, I don't want to go to jail even though I committed this crime. So I'm not saying that the slaves deserved slavery or that prisoners that go to jail don't deserve to go to jail. What I'm saying is he believed that those prisoners didn't have a choice but to be prisoners. But for some odd reason, he felt like, and that's not true at all. When somebody comes around and starts raping and killing everybody, and you don't have the means to defend yourself, you are being forced. You're not making a choice. And not only that, a choice of death, that's not really much of a choice. Most people don't want to die. You see what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that, Pam. Yeah, facts, Rashad. Some Rashad London said, "Well, some were framed," and that's 100% true. There's a lot of people that are in jail right now for crimes they didn't even commit. So and that was Kanye and Kim's whole point for going and asking for people to be pardoned and released from prison because they believe some of these people to be innocent. Not only that, some of those people were in prison for the distribution of narcotics, which were now legalized in several states. So they were like, well, hey, you need to go ahead and pardon these people that you gave life sentence to because of the distribution of weed, because now it's a business that's thriving all across the country. Some definitely need to be there. All I'm saying is you can't choose not to let a police officer arrest you. Like, bro, death is not a choice, bro. It's not. That's not the outcome people want. Death is not freedom. It's death. When you're dead, you're still in bondage. You can't go have fun with your friends when you're dead. You can't go eat your favorite food when you're dead. You can't go have a drink with your boys or your homegirls when you're dead. So how is death freedom? How is that freedom? A choice is part of freedom. Once you're dead, there's no more choices. So how is getting rid of all your choices a choice? No matter what way you look at it, what Kanye West said was BS. Period. Death is not a choice. Death is the end of all your choices. You make no more decisions after that. Once you die, all your decisions go away. So saying slavery was a choice makes no sense in any way you look at it. There's no way to defend that statement. And there's no way to defend him saying that Harriet Tubman never freed the slaves. He accused that woman of treason. He said that she just sent them to go work for other white men. Why would you say that? And then completely went off on the young lady that challenged that statement. Completely went off on her. But he let Candace Owens co-sign him when he went on his crazy rant on TMZ, trying to defend his statement that slavery was a choice. Get the heck out of here. Pam Say said Kanye West needs help. Who is going to believe his rants? He got worse when he married Kim. That lifestyle, fame got to him. Yes, a lot of people doing years for what? In the 80s and 90s. Exactly. When drugs was low key forced into poverty stricken neighborhoods. These people didn't have money or a means to make money. They were starving. So whenever that little rock landed in their neighborhoods, they were like, hey, I'm gonna push this so I can feed my family. And at the end of the day, when you have nothing and you love your babies more than anything else in the world, which you're supposed to, you're going to do illegal things to make sure that that baby gets to eat and pray to God that that baby doesn't have to turn into what you've turned to and that they have a better chance at survival than you did. I will never down talk anybody for that, ever. Who I down talk are the people that throw the drugs in the neighborhood, let you sell the drugs, then they come get you, arrest you, take all the money, keep it, and then take the drugs that they gave you back, keep it, and then they push it back in the streets. So they continuously make money off the drug dealers. And it's even said that they've hired drug dealers to work for them and to rat out other competing drug dealers, to purposely lock up the people that they gave the drugs to, i.e., black people. to make sure that mass incarceration continues so that that business can still thrive. Because prison, the prison system is one of the biggest industries in the world. That brings more revenue to this country than schools. More revenue to this country than schools. Rashad London said, like, let me go in this Shark Tank for a while and get eaten. Yeah. And then, oh yeah, by the way, after I get killed, I'm gonna go get me a burger from Jack in the Box. Come on, bruh. Slavery was a choice. Real talk, G Half Moon. I know a couple too. Exactly. And you know what? One thing I really don't like is America tries to paint this narrative that all the racist white folks that mean harm to black people are those people that the people that like to go hunt bears and stuff in the woods are not racist. It's those people that are in power that control everything that are the problem. Because guess what? They don't like those people from Duck Dynasty either. They feel like those people have a low standard of living and that they're filthy, just like they feel about us. So this whole racism and bigotry and all that stuff goes way deeper than skin color. It goes as deep as demographics and social class. Hillary Clinton is a racist. She's rich. Joe Biden is a racist. She's rich. Donald Trump, we feel that he's a racist, but he's only proven racial ignorance and insensitivity and bigotry. And I think he's a racist. He's rich. Harvey Weinstein is rich. John Podesta is rich. So all these people that are doing all this racist stuff and allowing the KKK to infiltrate the Democratic Party, our police departments, our U.S. Navy, our U.S. Army, our National Guard, because the KKK Klan members are everywhere, and it's being allowed by the people in power. Those are the ones that are dangerous. Those are the ones we should be worried about. Those are the racists. All those people in power are raping kids and selling kids to other rapists, and they're doing a bunch of racist stuff. They're hiring organizations that pretend to be for black people but are really against black people, so that will influence them and fund them when really those organizations are working for those evil people. It's like, and people don't get it, bro. They what you see when you're looking at them hide their hand and believe what you saw them do before they hid their hand. You saw them throw the rocks. You know exactly what they're doing. You just don't want to believe it because it's uncomfortable for you. But whenever that election was happening between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton for the first term, she was already being investigated by the FBI. But since we were like, oh, well, Hillary's claiming to be for black people, even though she called black teenagers super predators back in the day, we're still going to believe that Donald Trump is the only racist and Hillary Clinton's not. All of them are racist, guys. Y'all are going to have to understand that. The government is not for anyone who is not rich. Period. See. Rashad London said, big game of chess we play, and the world is the playing field. We just pawns. Exactly. Like when you think about it, bro, all the important pieces in this world, none of them have anything shy of $100 million to their name, bro. The working class are all pawns. They do stuff all the time to get us to react in a certain way so they can keep the disaster going on because it's profitable for them. And it also aids their plan to narrow this world down to 10% of what we have now. And guess what? Only 1% of those people are going to be living good because that other 9% is going to make up the working class. And that's going to be terrible for them. This world's barely staying afloat now with all the people in it. How was it going to stay afloat with 10% left? I think they switch into gender race war next. I think it is too. Yeah, you see how often they push this man versus woman narrative and this LGBTQ versus everyone else narrative. But we all really don't hate each other like that. Believe it. So that's the main thing they go talk about. Except instead of these wicked people that are controlling the country. And by the way, I'm not suicidal. I'm not bipolar. I've never been diagnosed with any mental disability, any of that. I'm not stressed out. Like I get the whole summer off every year. So I'm not stressed out. I'm a happy man. I have a reason to live. I have a son and I have goals and dreams. I am a happy individual. So if anything happens to me, please don't believe it's suicide. Please. It's not suicide. Somebody wants me to shut up if anything happens to me. And I'm a good driver. So if I somehow die in a car crash one day, it's not because I just lost control of my car or something like that. No, it's none of that. And I don't drive that much. Facts. Period, man. You a wise man. You all need to take notes for real. I appreciate that, Pam. Uh G Half Moon says, um, I had no idea you was so deep, bruh. Yeah, bro, like that super predator stuff hurt me too. Yeah, I do. And I appreciate that, Damon Long. I appreciate that love and the support. Hold on, let me look at it so I can show it to you. Here it is, right here. So it's like it's the same as my channel name. I guess I changed it recently because it used to be something else, but it is a capital I, capital F, then lowercase I, lowercase t, and then capital N. And G Half Moon said, Pam, I subscribe because of the funny stuff. He spitting game. Yeah, I just realized that I'm contributing to like a lot of the distractions whenever I get on here and I do funny skits and stuff, and I don't talk about the things that are important. So one of the main things I'm about, as you can see it on my shirt, is kinesiology, like physical wellness, physical health, and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll still continue talking about health and all that, and how to take care of your body. And I even got a couple videos coming out about how to beat this COVID stuff, how to avoid catching it, and why there's a lot of people dying from COVID. So that stuff will come out very soon. But bro, I just want the world to be healthy. And instead of just talking about physical fitness and all that stuff, I gotta talk about healthy fitness, like mental health and fitness too. We know we there's a lot of stuff that we don't know because we don't care and we don't pay attention because we trust what the news tells us, but they're paid to tell us these things. Um, Rashad London said, well, people, I'm going to say it. The Black history is the greatest kept secret in this world. The Jews they claim are not they fake, but they know the history, and the ones that run this world know too. I can tell you've been watching Young Pharaoh, brother. Uh, ain't nothing gonna happen, dog. You got them hands. Yeah, man, I got hands, but bro, guns is a whole nother story. I've seen many times that when those people decide they want to get you, they can get you. Uh, we are Jews like our father, and I'm gonna look more into that too because I really want like the whole truth behind that before I even start speaking on it. Uh, Young Pharaoh is the guy you go to for the Jewish talk. I believe you. I will look into it. I got your back, my son. Thank you so much, Pam States. Much love. Your melon. in your skin, your melanin in your skin. If only you knew. It sucks that anytime a leader starts, well, Patrick Edwards said it sucks that anytime a leader starts speaking publicly, we got to be worried about something happening to them as a result. I hate that exactly, but I think at this point we come in such deep numbers that we have the means to protect ourselves. It's just we got to link up. Like the people that say they're about it, they got to start stepping forward, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful that in this day and age, there's other people my age talking about this. You know, I'm 28, young Pharaoh's 27 or 26, one of the two. You know, we talk about this. I saw him on a show on somebody else's channel where there's a guy in his 40s who talks about the same stuff. There's a lot of us talking. So the more of us that step forward and start talking about these things, the better. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for the love, Damon Long. I appreciate that, my brother. And peace be to you. Pam said, "Okay, y'all stay safe. God bless. I am going to watch my movie. You do you. I believe in you. I have watched your channel before. Keep on, keep on keeping on, my king. Love and respect, y'all. Good night. Good night, Queen. And much love. Love you, Damon. Thank you. Shout out Damon Long. He sent his support. Rashawn London said, two fingers up, man. And like is there? And I feel like he goes back and forth for one because he's bipolar, and two, whenever he does try to leak out certain information, he gets called crazy, and people try to come after him. And then he actually does do crazy stuff because he's like, well, hey, whenever I do the right thing, I get slammed for it. So yeah, he's a selfish individual. But whenever he made one statement that made me raise an eyebrow and say, he said Kim tried to fly out to Wyoming with a doctor to lock me up, like the woman, like the people on Get Out, because I got emotional about saving my daughter. I looked into a little of that, and it turns out that at one point, Kim Kardashian wanted to have an abortion. Kanye West wasn't with it, so they went through with the kid. And now, uh, Kim's mom is trying to basically get their daughter started on the same path as Kim. And Kanye is saying he does not want that. Now, do I have proof that that's true? No, but that's the narrative. So I'm going to keep my eyes out for that. And in that aspect, we can support Kanye because no little girl needs to have her a future like that set in stone for her. Because I'm sorry, what Kim Kardashian did to get famous has no dignity in it. You see what I'm saying? Um, I love how y'all are showing so much love to Pam. That's beautiful. Got some good brothers in here. Jay Afno said, "I'm late. Did you speak about Nick Cannon yet?" No, I honestly have to do a whole separate video for Nick Cannon because his situation is very unique, and the fact that everything he did on that podcast, he did the right thing. But whenever he was on his platform, there were certain people, like specifically Young Pharaoh, that he honestly should have helped out when he could, and he didn't. Instead, he put Farrakhan on, and I'm sorry, Farrakhan is the reason that like is one of the reasons that Malcolm X is dead. Malcolm X's assassination at all. So I'm gonna get into that whenever I get my full research done on that. But I have been reading and listening to audiobooks on all that information, and unless I get his permission. But once I kind of get real fluid in what I want to say about that, like much like with this topic, then I'm gonna go ahead and go in on that topic. But yeah, Nick Cannon, he needs his own he needs his own separate video. See, this is what I love. Like all this love in the comment section, not just towards me, but towards each other. Like, bro, we should be doing this all around the world. If we were more unified like this everywhere and publicly and on purpose, we wouldn't be looked at the way that we're looked at. we're looked at as easy targets because most of the time we spend our time bringing each other down and stuff. And I'm sorry, but what Kanye did was the biggest act of coonery I've ever seen. He called Harriet Tubman a fraud. So even though I do sympathize with his bipolar, his extreme case of bipolar, there's no excuse for him making that statement at all. There's no excuse for that. The statement he made about God was completely insane. And the fact that his whole rally turned into him saying that he's not on the board of Adidas and he's not on the board of Kohl's, and if they don't put him on the board, he's walking away. Bro, I'm pretty sure they don't care, my guy. Yeezys will be at a date soon anyway. You know, once the next big thing comes around, Yeezys will be done for. And don't like, don't be too, I guess, worried about when I go on my rants, because the reason I do it, and I don't have like a just a plain format of how I make my videos, is because it's all in my head. It's stuff I think about all day, and I have nobody to converse with about it throughout the day. People really don't like to hear you talk. You know what I'm saying? So when people want to learn, they watch videos, and they watch videos of somebody that's consistent. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be more consistent with these live streams, because at the end of the day, there's not much I can do in person, because most of the time, if somebody's in a social setting, they're not trying to gain information. If that makes sense. I'm loving this in the comment section. This is beautiful, guys. And honestly, this activity should happen way more often. Way more often. And hey, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. You know, we ran the numbers up a little bit higher than usual. Now, like, hopefully whenever I go live about uh Nick Cannon, you know, hopefully we can get a few more people on there, because he definitely needs a defense right now. And what's happening to him is not fair. G Half Moon said, I like what you said about Trump. Yeah, bro. Like, at the end of the day, there's two sides to everything. And you know, people say, hey, the worst of two evils. We thought Trump was the worst of two evils, but he wasn't. Is he evil? Yeah. But Hillary's more evil than him. Rashad London said it could be us six, but cool if more. Exactly. Like, as long as, bro, and those of y'all that are consistent and y'all show up every time, I really appreciate y'all. And I promise y'all, bro, it's gonna keep coming. I'm not gonna stop, because I believe in this. You know, I became a teacher because I believe in educating the youth, and I became a PE teacher because I believe in health and you know, being physically fit, but I also believe in being mentally fit and healthy too. So this stuff has to come out, bro. We have to know what's happening to us. So you are smart. They try to keep you quiet. Yes, yes, ma'am. And I appreciate that, and much love, and I will definitely do that. But hey, I'm on to the next topic. I'm gonna get some more research done, and I'm gonna do a little bit more for y'all. And you know, I'm gonna have that next live stream ready and prepared for me to leak out my brain to y'all. So uh, at that, I say I fit in out. Love y'all.